kind of be an unofficial guide as to what it might be like for your kid going to college.
Welcome to 58 South TV, home of ShopTalk NC Podcast. Today we have your host, 58 South, with special appearances by C-Lowe and What do you mean? What's her name? And Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the show.
I never get this right. They need to give me a raise.
Hey man, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Welcome back to another episode of Shop Talk NC, North Carolina's favorite podcast.
Yeah.
It is I, 58 South, and these are my ears.
I know this is the first episode without your hair.
Yeah. But let's introduce you first. Everybody knows the hair. Let's introduce you first.
Y'all know who I am. It's your girl C-Lowe in the building. What's up, y'all?
And it's Phoenix, also known as Azure. Because I'm going to forget to say Phoenix throughout this whole thing.
So glad you ladies could join me, man. So glad we could be here this weekend together. Salute to the homie B Matt out there in Georgia doing his thing. I think he had a guest appearance last night in Douglasville. He's
awesome.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, he's been in Murfreesboro was the last one in Tennessee.
In Tennessee.
Yeah. So, I told Matt he's gonna move to Nashville.
He might. He goes up there consistently. Yeah. So I'm proud of you. Keep doing your thing. Just don't forget your people. You know what I mean?
Hey man, look. If that's what it takes for you to get to where you going, forget me. All right,
Word.
Go, bro. Go.
I'll come back for you.
Go. Forget me. Don't worry about me. Save yourself.
I'm so happy for him.
For real.
So happy.
For real. Yeah, I hope he gets his temper under control at Lowe's, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, you have to watch his episodes. Follow him, comedian B Mac on Instagram and Facebook, and he puts on his stories. And Lowe's is his thing that he records about his job every day.
He hates it.
He absolutely hates it.
Can't stand it.
I love honesty.
And he gives it to you every day. We see every day the episodes of what somebody said to him, what his manager's asking him to do, like it's not a part of his job, or what a customer is asking him to do. And not like he worked there. Mm-hmm. He will give it to you the real deal. Okay, so.
Well, speaking of someone who also didn't like their job, so they decided to create their own career. Thank you so much to Gunter's Cleaning Services. They came through and blessed my carpet.
Absolutely.
Wonderful job. When I moved in, someone with kids lived here before me, and it showed on the carpet everywhere. A lot. And I didn't think he was going to be able to clean it. So I told him, I'll pay you whatever you're asking. And I ended up having to pay him whatever he asked because he was able to clean the entire carpet. So
it really
thank you so much.
Good job.
Hey,
great
people
job.
Got their shoes off in here today.
Okay.
Straight up.
As soon as we hit the door, he was like, can you put your shoes on?
Thank you. Don't you be transferring no energy around her.
Glad I got my toes done.
Straight up. Pumice those heels, known as Snaggany Carpets.
Thank you so much to Mr. Antoine Gunter of Gunter's Cleaning Services. And their motto is now and forever will be, leave the dirty work to us.
Hey, I'm going to have to call
Cleaning
Gunter.
Services.
I need you.
Well, why didn't you just say so? If you wanted to call Gunter, 336-663-3122. Again, that's 336-663-3122. Thank you so much, sir. Mm-hmm. Well, tis the season for parents to rejoice. The free daycare is back, aka public school.
Not for me. Not yet, anyway.
Elements has been out.
They're delaying it until the 11th now.
Till after Labor Day. They're the smartest people in the whole state of North Carolina.
Yeah. That's why it's called Last Chance Elements. That's all I'm saying about that. Because I could get real political. But yes, I'm ready for my son to stop eating my food all day. That'd be nice.
Okay. Well, one son you had to go drop off so he can begin his journey to manhood.
Right.
Yeah, he's there. I get emotional because he's my pal. He's my movie watcher, my blurred comrade. But he's doing good, and we text every day, and I'm trying to give him space. And when I drop off supplies, I don't go up to his room because I think that's unfair. So I'm really trying to stay in my lane, but it's tough. But we're lended, or whatever the correct verbiage is, children from the Creator. They're not ours. So you always need to be prepared to let them go and trust that your foundation is strong, and don't protesteth too much, because if you do, they're gonna do exactly what thou is protesting against. So I just try to be a balanced place for him to land, him and his dad, him and my husband.
I think he's gonna be great, do great things.
What's this young man's name? You shout him out.
Mason Roberson.
Go,
First of all, congratulations on graduating high school.
Absolutely.
First of all.
Thank
Second
you.
of all, thank you for enrolling into the best university known to man.
We already know.
Yeah.
You're gonna go very far, young man, very far. He's a very good kid.
Just take it one homecoming at a time, my man. One homecoming at a time.
Luckily, I indoctrinated him early, so this isn't his first homecoming. We did some tailgating back in his teenage years in high school, so he ain't new to this. He true to this, so it's not gonna be no shock to him. But yeah, and choices. It's all about good choices.
May I ask you a question? Unless Lo has one. Okay. Oh. Explain to me. It's a couple of different feelings I want you to explain. So I'm gonna just start from the beginning. When you found out he was applying to A&T, or did you already know? Did he already sit down with you and kind of help him with the process?
Mm-hmm. Okay. We talked about, him and his father talked about what schools he was going to apply to, what 5. But we knew that he always wanted to be an Aggie.
What were the other 4, if you don't mind?
Morgan State, Southern,
Southern
University in, was that?
The Black and
Louisiana?
Gold? Black and Gold? Yeah, okay.
Somewhere in the SWAC. FAMU. But we found out later on, after he found out he got A&T, he ain't applied to nothing but Morgan State. We found that out.
So you talked about all 5, but it was just Morgan State.
And we kept prompting for the other applications to be completed, but he did get into Morgan State as well. He just didn't want to go. He was very focused on and sort of adamant that I'm not changing my mind, and it don't matter what any of them say. So I'm proud of him for that. But we did explain to him that if he decided he wanted to go to a PWI, he'd get a full ride.
Yeah,
you would, no problem. So I'm proud of him for choosing substance over money. That's a tough decision to make, I think. I had the same decision to make when I was a freshman. I had a full ride to my parents' alma mater, and I didn't take it because I wanted to go to A&T.
Your parents' alma mater being?
Fayetteville State Broncos.
On the Merc.
Yeah.
Merkerson Road, okay.
So we had a lot of conversations, but we wanted him to know that it's really your decision. And also because we felt like sometimes there was a lack of deliberateness in his approach. If you don't want to go to college, we're going to formulate another plan. So we didn't allow that to be part of any kind of judgment on Mason. We wanted him to feel empowered about whatever direction you decide to go. And we both have entrepreneurial spirit, so we wanted to make sure he understood that if you don't go, there's going to be a plan.
Absolutely.
For the next step.
So it wasn't just pushing him toward college. It was you're going to do something. You're either going to create your own lane, or go to college first and then see what comes of that.
Definitely.
That's dope.
Definitely. And I need that balance from my husband and his dad. It's really good to have somebody else to bounce stuff off of and have perspective on I'm not a dude, I'm not a man. I'm not the one with the penis, so it's really good to have perspective.
We might need to clip that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Broadcast that part loud so more women can understand.
Okay. I thought I was like, can I not say that? Okay, phallic symbols.
And to say the thing how she said it, her husband is his dad. They're the same person.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you didn't get that, sorry.
But he creates a lot of dads that aren't husbands.
Correct. He presents a lot of perspective and challenges my perspective so that I think about things differently. I think that's necessary when you raising kids. Everybody not going to think the same, and we try to recognize Mason as an individual, and not be pigeonholed into, whatever the black man machismo is at that moment. So yeah, he had choices though. We let him have his choices, but we just want you to know what the outcome of those choices are going to be, right? If you decide to make them.
So the feeling when you get to 1601 East Market Street and have to leave your child there when you get in your car, and he gets to see tail lights this time. What's that feeling like for you as a mother?
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
I had to check on my friend the next day or that day.
And I have a wonderful village that did check on me. Thank you. Courtney, my mom, sister, extended family, cousins. It's tough because when I decided I was going to have children, I knew I was having boys. I knew some of the struggles of not all the struggles, because I'm not a black man, but some of the struggles of black men, and not having him in my house to protect him. But I think he's savvy enough. I never restricted him from freedom, so that he could be savvy enough to maneuver life, and I didn't hide who I was. He knows his mother, and hopefully he learned some street smarts from me, from his uncles, from his, the Roberson clan. They are very influential in his life. So, but it was hard. I cried for a week. I just didn't want to put that on nobody though. Yeah. I cried in my room by myself and get over it and press forward. But we text all day. I respect his space and his privacy. I'm not good friends, but I'm associated with his roommate's mom, and we make drop-offs and call and ask, what supplies they need and stuff. And I think she wants me to go to the room. I'm not going. I think that's overstepping. And guess who had to tell me that? Mashawn, because last time I was over there, I said, you want us to come up and we watch movies together?
In his college dorm room?
He was like, hell no. Right.
In his dorm room?
Right. I was like, you want us to leave?
In his co-ed dorm room. You asked your son, did you want his mama to come in there and watch movies with him?
Yeah, well, that was our thing.
Right,
that's y'all thing when he come home for the week.
There's some more things.
And he doesn't want to come home because I asked him to that. I was like, it's a weekend and it's holiday. Your daddy gonna put something on the grill. You sure you don't want to come over at Swiss? He go in the caf. He using his swipes. But he does communicate because I set an expectation on that.
Well, rest assured that it won't be too many more of those times where he turns down that food from the house, especially if he's going to the calf, so you can relax on that part.
Because eventually they're going to come back around.
I got you some tissue over there too, man.
Thank you. Look, thank you, because I will bust out.
Yeah.
Quickly.
And that's always something that interests me as to why the moms, well, my mom ain't cry, she was just, but
she's probably like, all right, see you, son.
If she did, I ain't know nothing about it.
I don't think my dad's mom cried either.
But something that you said is something I never even thought about. You were like, he's no longer under my protection. That's the part that it really doesn't dawn on you as the child when you go off to college. To you is cool. Nobody's here to tell me what to do.
I got my
it's me now, what I mean? In your mind, you're thinking the same thing, but with a different feeling. Like, damn, ain't nobody there to watch over him and make sure he does this, that, and the third. Yeah. So,
and well-intended watch over.
Right.
There are going to be people who watching, but what are their intentions? I just want him to be discerning enough to see the forest for the trees. I want him to be jolly ass Azure, like I was, just jolly. I just want to hang out with. I'm happy. You happy? So I want
just jolly.
I want him to be, and he is. I mean, he told me about his assignments and what was involved in them, and he ain't pretending like they're easy, but he did them. I know sometimes he ain't gonna do his assignments. That's normal.
November. I think November 4th is on.
Yeah.
No work gets done that week.
Yeah, he's not going to be around. But like I said, he's been to homecomings before. He's been in the parking lot across from Cooper since he was like 13.
Okay.
They walked the Aggie Fan Fest across the street. Courtney's been with us. They know. So as long as they take care of it. And see, we also go to Mardi Gras every year. So,
oh, wow.
Or every other. Mobile Mardi Gras is a big part of the tradition on the Roberson side. And so, you know, they'll just go off and go catch their bees and their candies and get chicken sticks.
Down in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's a big thing down there. So they're real savvy in crowds. We don't... Him being under my protection, I think, is more spiritual than me not thinking he doesn't have the wherewithal to navigate. Yeah. I trust him.
Yeah.
Big time.
That's dope. Well, let's kind of get away from you almost crying.
Yeah, right.
And let's talk about you and C-Lowe's experience in college.
Oh, yeah. C-Lowe, you want to go first, homie? Look, go first, child.
So, Lo, this question's for you. Well, it's for all of us, but we're going to start with Lo. What was your perception of college versus the reality of it when you got there?
There was a lot of things. So for one, my mom attended like a community college, and so she had never been away from home for college. So she didn't know the expectations to set to me of what college was going to be like. So I say that. And also when I went to, so I started off, I could have went to UNC Chapel Hill. I had a full ride to Chapel Hill. And 2 weeks before it was time for me to go, I begged my mom to just let me go to A&T.
So you could stay closer to her? Or?
Well, that was part of the reason I didn't know how to be separated from my mom and my grandma at that long time, because it had always been us three. So the thought of me being more than an hour away from them and I couldn't see them almost every day panicked me. And also, I went to an all-white school. I did not want to experience that in college. I wanted to be with my people. And that was, I think, the biggest shock that I had when I went to A&T was
a lot of black people.
The black, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our people, like, it was just because I had never, besides, you know, family reunions or being with my family, I had never experienced being with a group of black people, like being on campus. Like, moving in my dorm, I was terrified. Like, I didn't even gonna lie to you. Terrified. I was like, oh my gosh, because it was so many, not to say I was scared of us, but
black people everywhere.
It was everywhere, and everybody had their own personalities. And for me, you know, I'm coming from an all-white school, and instantly, as soon as I said something, I was labeled as the black-white girl of the dorm. And
our experiences aren't they interesting, Court?
It was very. I just wasn't expecting what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting to be on my own as much as I was, because I ain't gonna lie, my mom and them sheltered me. They were always there, like, doing something. And so me being able to set my alarm and supposed to get up for 8 o'clock class or have a 9 o'clock lab, and just being on my own, and nobody's like calling my parents if I don't show up to class.
This the thing I think we all fail to realize. If you were able to go to your classes on the first day, the money cleared. I don't give a damn what you do now. They don't care what you do now.
Straight up.
The money cleared.
You're right. You don't know how accurate you are.
You know, and then, like, you're new, so they trying to give you money and credit cards.
Just a pizza, people.
And just
Wachovia, you get buy a pizza. Sign up for the Wachovia card.
It was Discover.
Discover cards. It was just a lot of unknowns and a lot of figuring it out on my own, experience and stuff, because my mom had never experienced that, so it's not like she could prepare me. And my aunt, she was trying to prepare me because she went to Chapel Hill. And so that's where she went, and that's where I wanted to go. And so she had prepared me for the, you know, UNC lifestyle, but nobody in my family could prepare me for
Aggie Land.
For Aggie Land.
So you chose what's the front of the bookstore? You chose Lindsay over Franklin Street.
Boom.
That's what's up.
I did.
Okay.
Power to the people. And to this day, I still will say, although people don't understand my decision, although people may say I'm crazy for the decision, I feel like it was the best decision of my entire life, because A&T made me who the person I am today, or a part of the person that I am today. They had a very great foundation in building who Courtney is.
Phenomenal.
And I just do not think I would have gotten, I know for a shadow of doubt, I would have not been or gotten what I needed at Chapel Hill. I just wouldn't have.
So you didn't even have a perception. You just had a reality of it when you got there.
Yeah, like, well, for me, I thought college was going to be like, oh, you know, you go to class a couple of times a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, you breeze through your classes. Because for me at my school, the workload was not hard, you know.
The whimsicalness in your voice.
That was
like
my
that, exactly,
perception
whimsy.
of college. Just like, oh, it's going to be a walk in the park, and I can go eat when I want to eat.
Yeah,
and I can
Barber Park.
do this when I want to do this, and it's just gonna be breezy.
Barber
And when I
Park
got
represent.
to campus, and that first weekend, it was like, oh baby, and the whole like, oh, I can have my own space, and I could shower when I want to shower, not when you have the whole hall sharing a bathroom and a shower, and you have a roommate. Like,
What
all
hall
of
were
those
you in?
things, I was not prepared for. So I was in Morrison Hall, only because I play sports at T.
Yeah.
But Haley, something was wrong with the athletic
Morrison's the
dorm.
one over there by the Greensboro Fort statue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was
By the
then-
Holland Bowl.
and I was lucky. It was an upperclassman dorm when I went, so it was an upperclassman honors dorm. So it was very quiet. It was a quiet dorm, but there was like a couple of us that slid in. I'm not even gonna say us. It was a couple of people that slid in. Like, what am I doing? What you doing here? Why is you in this dorm room? But yeah, that was my perception and reality of college. But you know, graduated, checked it, was successful, bam. And
Oh, okay. All right, snappers.
Oh. We've been doing that
Phoenix,
all
what was
night.
your perception of college versus the reality of it when you got there?
Well, I grew up during that era of different world.
Okay.
And I knew my aunt, my mom's sister had gone to A&T, and she used to come and have dinner with us, and we'd take her back to campus, and, you know, she'd bring her boyfriend. So I thought that college meant freedom. That's what it meant for me, because I was really restricted by my dad, my parents. And so when I got to school and I got at Barbie and I got moved to my dorm and my mama pulled off.
stayed at Barbie?
I stayed at Barbie.
Oh, I never had to stay at
310A, I believe it
Barbie.
was. Third floor, first suite to the right.
Projects.
It was the projects. And coming from an OCD mom and having, like Courtney said, your own space, I was hell to live with.
Dorm ain't got no roof.
Look,
I mean,
well, not only that, it was just the girls and sharing bathrooms. To me, I felt like that was overly intimate for me to be sharing a
And y'all laying
bathroom with
right beside
somebody
each other,
and I don't even know
like-
you.
It's like Barbie was like the Motel 6. How, like, you know, when you come outside, you're not in the hallway. As soon as you come outside the hotel,
And I didn't go to that atrium. And my cousin was already going there. He was a year older with me than me. He was in Cooper. So freedom but the reality was, and I had crowd anxiety horribly.
Oh, wow.
So the bookstore, I don't think I left my room other than go to my classes maybe the first 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I think my cousin had sent his girlfriend over to walk me across the yard from Barbie to Cooper.
Because you're crossing that bookstore. That's
Yeah, I wasn't doing
That
it.
was something,
And I was a
okay?
heavy-chested young lady.
Yeah.
I was not comfortable around large crowds of men.
That
I
took
just
me back.
wasn't. I wasn't. Then you had Scott right there, all the go-go, rah, rah, rah.
Oh, that was the male projects. 'Cause
Yeah,
got
it
A,
was.
B,
And
C.
C, and C was the worst. And some of my best friends came from C, and I just want to say that. Scott, represent, because y'all were my people. But I would say, yeah, the crowd anxiety got me a little bit. And then, but the reality was I was not disciplined. for college. Not during that time. I wasn't. I think it's important for us to identify when kids don't have the skill set to do that at first without demoralizing them.
I'm trying to push them.
It was a high expectation, or I felt like it was coming from my parents to make it, to do what they asked me to do. And when I didn't do that, because I didn't graduate, but when I didn't do that, it weighed heavy on me for a number of years. And it's part of a trauma, because you're like, how could you not succeed in a place where everybody looks like you and you have access to all of these resources, and you don't take advantage of them?
There's a world outside of the campus.
It is. And look, so the double-edged sword to that is I got so much street experience. I apologize, you guys.
No, you're fine.
I got so much
worldly, we'll just call
very
it worldly.
much so, because I started working really early. I didn't like not having no money on campus. My parents were real strict about that. And so I would say I felt like freedom was what I wanted more than the actual education, because I was already a reader. I was already and I would say what enhanced maybe the fact that I was a reader is researching and having being taught the skill set to research and go down rabbit holes and find the solution. That hung with me. Dr. McLaughlin, who is an alpha and also my logics teacher in Gibbs, because I was a history major. Let's just be
history
real.
Child.
Yes, he was an amazing human.
Building from Riverwalk,
furthest one. Look, I walked from Barbie over there, and well, for y'all it was, but being in that classroom and listening to a man who went over in the 50s or the 40s talk about auras and talk about things that I had already been whimsically attracted to as a blurred, it fascinated me.
What is a blurred?
A black nerd.
Okay, thank you. I heard you say that in pre-production.
I'm very much a black nerd. I mean,
I need to know what that word means.
While everybody else is like loving hip hop, I'm like, okay. Yeah. Primal Survivor's coming on at 9 o'clock.
I might not be watching that, but I'm definitely not watching
Africa.
Stuff you might use in real life.
Well, you know.
And she'll send the clips to you to make sure you look at it so you'll know what to do if you travel on a trip
nature.
with her.
I love it. Yes,
one time for the blurs.
She is accurate.
One time for the blurs.
Represent for the blurs. But yeah, I would say what I wrote down, because we had homework, y'all. I'm just gonna say that
we was back in college.
I was also taught to research. Yeah, journalism major. I was also taught to research.
Look, and it's powerful. But one other thing was time management. So I talked to Mason about being accountable in time management and not shaming you if you make a mistake. I felt like baby boomers did that a lot to us. Shaming us into, why didn't you do this? You didn't let me date until I was 16, and then I wasn't allowed to go nowhere. Had me on punishment for 9 weeks at a time. Let's talk about the realities. So somebody posted, I don't know if it was you or another one of my friends, but they were like, you're watching your parents grow up at the same time, right?
Oh yeah.
So my parents, I tried to understand that they were doing the best they could with the information they had at the time.
Right.
So yeah, freedom at first, but then, understanding that there had to be some accountability, some time management.
Accountability.
That freedom was, it was like crack.
That freedom only existed
Heroin.
out of structure. Got you. Okay, so my perception of college versus the reality of it was, my perception was the movie House Party 2.
Oh.
Yeah, House Party 2, when Kid from Kid and Play gets a scholarship. The church pays for him to go to school, this, that, and the third. But that whole college experience of his, I was like, it doesn't seem so bad. And the reality of it when I got there was pretty much the same. We did that. Yeah.
Oh, you did exactly what?
Well, not everything that he did. I don't know. I didn't have a Mr. Gaines or nothing like that. But we enjoyed our time on campus. I went to all my classes in the beginning just so I could figure out, okay, so what's the system here? How does this work? Because some teachers even tell you, I'm not going to take attendance. These are when the test dates are. It's up to you to pass them. We have your money. You paid to be here. We're not gonna force you to do anything. So that went a long way. Went a long way. You know what I mean? I'm pretty good at test taking, and I'm also pretty good at networking with the people who look like they know more than me. They normally had heavy book bags and big ass books. So I talked to them. I befriended them. I passed all the classes I took, kind of sort. And the ones I didn't do so well in, me and those teachers became real cool. So I just started kicking it with them after class.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Hey man,
networking gets you far. I learned that at a very
I tell that all the time.
Yeah. Found out the math teacher, because I was very, very underwhelming in math at the time. He was from Kinston, North Carolina.
Represent East North Carolina.
I found out he was from Eastern North Carolina, I never talked about math to him again. We talked about everything else after class. I go right to his office, wait till the fine chicks and all that would walk in there. I come in there, chill. While he talking to them, trying to sound important. I'm like, yeah, I'm laughing at him, telling him how goofy he is, talking to them. Yeah, it was like we was homeboys. And then as soon as he passed me, I never spoke to that man again. Networking, man.
Some things need to be transactional.
Hey, man.
I want us to learn.
The sooner you figure out how the world moves, the better off you'll be.
Everybody want to hang on. I want to get you through the line. Here's your receipt.
Now, just like Lowe, I did have that culture shock, the same way you did, because when I went to just public school, period, it was always like 97% white to 3% black. But when I went home, it was just me and my family. So I kind of always had that balance. But as far as school goes, yeah, this was the first time I seen as many black people in one place, man.
I grew up in Kings Forest off of Phillips Avenue next to Claremont and Woodmere.
Oh, you good. You had no problem.
All I saw was black folks growing up.
You had no problem in that area.
And you heard the band from your porch. I can't tell you the feeling of hearing drums and you riding bikes with your friends across the street. You're like, wait, we hear the band. And you're excited. And to know that something like that was that close to you.
The band had drums where I was from. Like,
the band just had...
No, I mean, that's how close we were to A&T.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like I was Phillips Avenue ain't far if they have the game.
A&T, so I wasn't hearing.
Oh, you weren't here. But it's still,
none of that.
I still think it's courageous to go into an environment like that when you've had to be assimilated in another environment. It's hard being around us sometimes, right? It's tough.
I won't say it's hard being around us. I'll say that it's more cliquish than I thought it would be, considering everybody.
That's hard for me because I don't like cliques. Ask your friend.
But to be honest though, they it's just I think that's an innate form of survival.
It is.
You're gonna be drawn to somebody who shares some things that you share. So when we first, because we already came in with us, like we talked about coming up here together, like me and 7 other people from down there where I'm from. So and then I had cousins up here already, so we were good as far as having to worry about meeting new people and stuff like that. We branched out from the people we already knew. If you meet one person new and you meet one person new, that's 8 of us, one person each, 16. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's cool and all, but then when you got to meet like New Jersey Aggies, DC Aggies,
and that was my favorite.
Philadelphia Aggies, things of that nature.
The
Wide
DMV
Awake Aggies
and the New Jersey, New York, New Jersey. Lord, sometimes I'd be like, they're having their meeting today. We're just gonna walk over.
Yeah, they were real heavy.
Yeah, New York. That was always a thing. It was either New York, New Jersey. Yeah, because DC never shared their meetings with anybody.
They were heavy on, like in my dorm. They were heavy in my dorm. And they were always having a meeting. I was like,
we were heavily influenced by Go-Go from 93 to 97. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Yes. It was blasted through the Scott windows when you walk into class.
I too was a Scott A resident. I stayed in Scott A from August till the first week of September.
Wait a minute.
Wait, I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was like, a year and
you mean like a couple of weeks you stayed there?
Yep. Then I had to get reassigned to some other living quarters, but that's for
another time.
Yeah, different episode. What are some things you wish you would have taken better advantage of while you were in college? You put the teacher glasses on.
So I see my responses.
Oh, you wrote your responses down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we took notes.
okay.
That's what we're saying. That's why we got our phones propped up.
I'm
Like,
trying to do what you asked me to do.
okay, he made us have he's like, here are the bullet points,
Right.
and we took notes.
As a matter of fact, she sent it to me through the drive, and I was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, I still can't see those documents."
Then I screenshotted it and sent it to her.
So
let me you know, I should have probably went into IT or something to help a sister out, because like, when it comes to that, I am so I will call a friend real quick. Okay, phone a friend immediately, because
I need to request access to this documents. I'm sorry. Okay, go.
Sorry.
Some things you wish you would have taken better advantage of while in college.
Where is that at?
Yeah, while we're waiting, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you need your carpet cleaned, upholstery clean, call Gunter's Cleaning Services. Again, that's Gunter's Cleaning Services. Mr. Antoine Gunter at 336-663-3122. Leave the dirty work to us.
To us. I was gonna try to sing it.
They're gonna make a jingle for you.
I was gonna say it's coming.
It's coming.
How many memes we sent about harmony? I'm just saying.
You know, like.
I'm gonna ask them another. Okay, I'll give another question if they're not ready for that.
So, what was the question again? I got
some things you wish you would have taken better advantage of while in college.
I wish I would have taken like resources that they always talked about, but you know, you kind of like get involved with certain group of people.
What resources you speak of though?
Like all of them, like exploring like of different programs and different scholarships, because I know for me, when I came in, I pretty much had a full ride. I didn't try to think about getting other money. I just wrote off of what I had, but like knowing what I know now, like there was so much money out there that we could have had just to like set yourself up for other things, and you just never tapped into the resources because you just had this one track mind of like, oh, I need so many credits this semester. I need to finish this class out, and I just gonna get the help I need for this, and that's just it. But like, I wish I would have gotten more involved with different groups.
Like which one?
Just like the what is it, what they call them, the Aggie something when we were growing up. It was like the e-board, like the e-board where they have Mr. Aggie and all
student
of that.
council?
Oh, student SGA.
Yeah. I wish I got more involved in that. Sometimes
a little bit more political.
Yeah, it just felt like.
What would you have ran for? Which position?
Not necessarily just running for anything. I just wanted to be more involved in like in the know-how,
and
or
like
being
campus affairs.
Yes,
Gotcha.
and making decisions or having a say about different things. I think when I got there, I got with the gospel choir, and that was just, and I did sports, and I didn't explore anything else. I just stayed on those two paths because that was comfort, and I didn't try to figure or go and explore different things. Like they had like IT like group stuff. I wish I would have went to some of those at this point in my life. Like I felt like I feel like that would have been, if anything else, like it was a networking opportunity to have somebody in your corner to, you know, or to try something different. And I didn't do any of that. I just came upon one little path and I stayed in it, and I never ventured out of it. So I wish I would have been more free and explored and just been a sponge to all of that stuff versus just.
I understand that.
Whatever that last thing you were doing, I don't know what that meant, but all right.
Well, I understand what she's saying, because the comfort is there, right? And as a product of, and I go there all the time. I go there daily. As a product of enslaved people, we are not programmed to take risk, right? So you get to college and you know you got to go and you know you're supposed to do it, and then you're like, but don't do this. What do you mean? You should want me to do it all. Do all of it. Try everything, instead of pigeonholing me into what you think I need to be. So the things I wish I had taken a better advantage of while I was in college was the earth science department. Yes, I started as an earth science major.
Yeah, blurred. Yeah.
I was going to be an earth environmental engineer and save the world. I really was. But I didn't have the patience
Look at you.
Dr. Uzachukwu, who was amazing. He actually wrote a couple of articles in JET over the years. He gave me partial scholarship. My dad really wanted me to do that. But I just think the freedom was too what's the word? When you like addictive. It was addictive to me. I was like, go to class and take this rock test that I could take later. Or go sit with my homeboys over at Forest Grove and we politic and we discover and we have conversation. And during that time, AT Aliens, Equipment I had just came out. We were all on the Erykah Badu thing.
I like how you said all them words will smoke weed.
Oh, yeah. Look, all of these symbols and code words, you will know who and what I was.
Hey.
But I like doing that instead of, and that was the freedom that overtook the discipline.
Got you.
And then I would also say I probably should have left the town that I lived in, the schools that I was districted in, and the school that I actually went to. You saw everybody there. And it didn't give me a chance to explore who I was without people knowing where I was from. I think there was a freedom in leaving your town, which is why me and Michonne really promoted with Mason. You ain't got to stay here. There are other HBCUs to give you other experiences. So I didn't like that. And Fayetteville State had given me a full ride. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? And I remember when I got it, I was like, High Point University too. I was like, it was not being blackness and being entrenched in my blackness was a privilege to me.
Was this cross color?
Yeah, this was Das Effects.
Yeah, okay.
This was Snoop Dogg's first album. This was coming up on for Biggie and Showtime, and this was the time. This was the time. It was, and so you had not only that, you had people that you could mimic, and all of us wanted to be to me, or at least the people I hung around, a little bit more enlightened. That don't mean we ain't party. That don't mean we ain't drink. That don't mean but you could always get together and have conversations like this. Those are the kind of people that I like, who could go and party all night, and then we get up on Sunday and like, what y'all doing?
Like,
not doing
like
nothing.
on Higher Learning.
Yeah. Come over here, somebody playing some cards. Azure never played cards because everybody's too serious and grumpy.
Time out. You never played spades?
I'm a Scrabble player. Now, you want to spell some words? Ask Courtney. Look,
not a spades
but that
player
spades mess,
at
and I
all.
reneged. How am I supposed to remember all them books? We drinking. You done asked me to do another shot. We smoking, and now I'm supposed to come up with all these books. Now you remember.
Now when you say you didn't graduate, I'm like, okay, I get that. A lot of people come to tea and don't graduate, but you didn't graduate and you ain't learn how to play spades.
I know how to play it. I don't have the patience. I know what book I'm supposed to lead with, but I don't feel like remembering that. You want to play Uno? Want to play backgammon? I thought spades, and my parents played bid whist. They had bid whist parties, and then you hearing somebody slapping something, and I was like, why are we gonna slap? We can play this, and we won't be mean.
That's not true at all. Because if I get down to one card, you hit me with a Uno reverse draw 4.
And
it's gonna be some problems. Okay,
it's
gonna be flipping some tables.
Shout out to Miles Roberson and me beating him 5 times at Uno that day that he thought he was gonna beat me the whole time because he was playing his phone. Shout out to you, Miley's, because I did. Okay.
She holds no mercy on her kids.
Not at all. You're gonna get all this.
I want to end with this question right here. How would you explain your college? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even answer my.
I was like, did you answer?
What I wish I would have took better advantage of was the on-campus radio station situation in Price Hall. That was my concentration was in broadcast production. So me going to see Mr. Tony Wellborn should have been something I did on a daily basis, and not just when I had to take my practicum. You know what I mean? And I didn't even really think about that till much later. Funny thing is, my freshman year was Terrence J's senior year, and we actually crossed paths on the strip. We just had a random conversation, and the first thing he tells me when he finds out my major is, you need to go see Mike Philly. I remember Mike Philly was on the campus radio station. He said, get with him and just start checking in with Mr. Wellborn as much as possible. That's what he told me. I was too busy with me and my guys to worry about the stuff I should have been worrying about. So I wish I would have took better advantage of that.
I think, look, I think that was all
We
of
all
us.
did it.
I don't, you know, it's the discipline is not explained, just the pride.
Right.
And I think now what they have are, and I didn't take this class, I don't know if y'all did because they didn't have it when I was going. It was called Freshman Studies. So Mason has to take this class called Freshman Studies. And then they had like a seminar or an orientation on healthy brothers, healthy sisters. Like they talk to them now about how to take care of themselves and take care of things instead of just throwing them in it and then expecting you to swim. Even though I know how to swim, I went to the Y for a number of years to get that. You ain't just throw me in and then because you might drown if you don't have the right tools or the right mask or, you know, a life jacket. So I think sometimes we put a little too much on young black people to just overcome instead of understanding that there are other worldly obstacles that you have to balance with being, you know, a black person going to a university. It's just...
Okay.
Just throwing us in the water. I need a life jacket, please.
A boat?
I'm saying.
Okay,
yeah,
now,
a boat.
Well, last time we got on a boat. But anyway, how would you explain your college experience to your kids? If they ask you, Mom,
Look, I was like,
this is both of y'all. Well, all three of us really. Mom, what's college like?
college, it was like exploration, I guess, sort of like discovering different types of black people. The inclusiveness of getting up in the morning and walking, everybody hustling in the fog to get to class. That inclusiveness was addictive to me. And I know I keep using that word. It's because I always wanted to be around us. I didn't understand why we need to be around white people so much. I never got that. I never really understood assimilation. I was like, well, what, why we need to, have y'all looked at us and where we came, what? They came to get us. So that means that we had something already, right? So I never understood that. So I felt like it was a privilege to be on that campus that I knew that had been a part of the civil rights movement. Scott had bullet holes in the wall, and every time I walked past the bookstore and that wall, that brick wall, red bricks.
Scott B is the side where they shot up.
That faced when the National Guard came on campus. That was amazing to me. I also stood on East Market Street and shook Ronald McNair's hand when we had a parade for him when he became like the first black guy. Those kinds of, I was like, we are somebody, like not we are somebody like Jesse Jackson. Like I did not understand this.
Also Aggie.
Yes, he is. But we are something special, and I never understood why we couldn't.
Old Jesse, not young Jesse that went to prison.
Not that one, Lord. But I never understood why we couldn't
quit chasing them hoes, Jesse.
The pride from the sort of the bad behavior, like the things that didn't serve us. So while I love the inclusiveness, sometimes I would witness habits that you pick up on because you're wanting to be included.
Gotcha.
And then you don't know that you're trauma bonding because you're young. You don't even know what trauma bonding is then.
Right.
But like you said, the cliques and having the associations where everybody was similar. It might have been good if I was hanging around some black people that weren't similar to me. That challenged me, because now I see Mason going through wanting to be around people that he can feel a little bit superior to, because then if I'm around people that I feel like have more than me in terms of knowledge, then I'll have to try. And trying, when you're already living in a toxic environment as a black person in America, it's sort of like, I have to try everything else. I got to try this too. I just can't relax around the people that look like me. So
no, I ain't relaxing.
The inclusiveness, the pride, the history, the freedom I had, but I also give them the honest. I had horrible time management skills. Horrible. I was a procrastinator. I still procrastinate. And asking for help, not being nervous to ask for help. Go to your professors. We paid them to help you. Utilize your resources.
Office hours.
Got it. So yeah, those were that was my experience, and there was a lot of partying in between that. DYH, the Turtle Club, Zodiacs, all of my 93 entry, graduating 97, 98 people know what I'm saying. We were running from bullets as well. You ran. I ran a lot. Sometimes during homecoming.
I did my first year homecoming.
Yeah. Ran through the Cooper parking lot behind Cooper.
Yes.
Yep. And my homeboy, me and my best friend were together, and our homeboy pulls his gun out, and we like, why are you doing that? There's already guns out here. So,
Allegedly.
The dynamic of educated people, but then having to deal with the residual of violence. Yeah. There was a lot of running from clubs. Gotcha. I'm not going to front on that. And I think that needs to be added to the inclusiveness. And yes, it was love. And we all felt very Erykah Badu-ish and Lauryn Hill-ish. But it was also during crack epidemic. It was 93. It was 94. It was 95. It was 96. And
I wasn't in college then.
Yeah. That was a lot of suffering, a lot of taking from low-income environments, which A&T is surrounded by. I have a really bad problem. Maybe we can do a segue on another one. 58, where we do HBCUs and what they do with the community that surrounds them. Correct.
Buy up all the land from the people who live in.
Yeah, and then still live them impoverished. But we want you to have pride in our school.
Right.
Even though we're going to overcharge you for these homecoming tickets and everything else.
And then that leads to why a lot of the students get harassed and the things they do from the locals, but they don't want to talk about that part.
And let's be clear, you know what? I'm glad you said that. Mason's been in school. This will be the start of his third week. There were already 2 shootings. There was already somebody getting robbed in front of the calf. There was already a young lady being found unconscious because she drank too much. These are the things that they don't share with incoming students that I think they need to share real life experiences. Because I told Mason before he left, I said, look, because y'all remember School Daze. Remember the movie, right?
That's School Daze is the other side of House Party that they don't show you when it's like these little young college punks coming out.
Don't
of
ask
town.
me if
To my town, Samuel Jackson, Lawrence Fishburne, showdown between the locals and what you think are the haves. And the difference now is they are loading these kids up with new laptops. Yeah. 3 or 4 pairs of $200 and $300 tennis shoes on top of I'm gonna do your room like they showed me how to do it on. So the locals know that you come here loaded, and you don't even have the wherewithal as a young adult to know that you don't need to show that. Be in your room.
There's no gate around it.
Right, there's none.
It needs to be like a whole separation.
Now there's curfew, now there's checking student IDs, but in that same breath, there was a shooting at Michigan State. There was a shooting at Chapel Hill with someone being murdered, and then there was a young man jumped at Howard, and I mean he was jumped. They beat him up and they stole from him. So right now we're in a big moment of have and have-nots. And unfortunately, middle class always gets the upper gut punch, because you ain't going over there to no rich communities and getting ready to knock them up. But you're going to come after your own people. So I feel like if there was more community service between the college, the university, and the immediate surrounding area that cater to you. I went to John's Curb Market all the time to get my Lucy. I don't know about y'all, so I would talk to John.
John's, the Exxon.
John's right there by the railroad track.
And I would go across the street. I went to the store. You know whose store I went to.
Before y'all get carried away.
Okay, so what I would tell my child.
How would you tell your kid college experience?
I would tell my child to make it your own.
No, he's asking you, Mom, what is college like?
What was your experience?
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about college. What is it like?
It's interesting. It's fun. It's what you make it. It's, for me, it was a challenge. Mm-hmm. Not really with the schoolwork. It was just the people. And I would be like, you just got to be open to those hard moments, because it was very hard. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't the school that made it hard. It was just getting adjusted to the people and the culture and and the different lifestyles and how things are done and what people expect of you, and sometimes it was a struggle because you feel like, as coming into and being around Black people, that you have to do this and you have to do that, and you have to do this to, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to play spades when I came to A&T, but I bet you my freshman year I learned, you know what I mean? Like, I learned how to play spades. I learned how to play dominoes. Like, dominoes, these are things that you pick up on, and then it's okay to understand people's journey and culture and how they did, but it's also, you can understand it and not be drawn into it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's something that I probably just did not know how to do. Like, if you introduced it to me, I was like, oh, let's see how it was. Let's try it out for a little bit, you know? And sometimes you just got to know, like, people showing you their way, it's okay. And you may understand it, you may not, but just keep along your path. And I think, I wish I would have done more of that. But I will say that college was a learning experience for me, but I think it was one of the best, again, decisions I made for my life to go to the next level. And if my child decides to go to college, I support that. If they don't, I support that too, because I don't think college is for everyone.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna tell my son that college is a time of coming of age for you. You'll learn either how to become accountable, or you'll learn that you are destined to be a bum, son. You will also learn how to interact with different people, how to read people a little quicker than normal. You'll learn the value of networking and relationships. Yeah. You will learn how to manage money
fast.
Yeah. Quick lay.
You learn how to, not only will you learn how to manage said money, but you'll learn how to deal with disappointment of thinking you're going to get money at a certain time, then Dowdy telling you
it ain't
that there's no record of you getting this money.
Not right now.
Come back next week. What else would I tell my son?
Don't flip the tables on them after they tell you that too, because you get in trouble.
No, I'm not gonna tell you what to do after they tell you ain't getting no money now. I knew that feeling. I
got in trouble.
Time management is key. Not only is time management key, but just figuring the ins and outs of the program. I'll put it that way. Figuring the ins and outs of the program. Just because it says one thing, as far as like maybe says history class every Monday from 6 to 9, that doesn't mean that's necessarily the case. Go in there, kick it with the teacher, talk to him. Teacher gave us one test. He goes, if you're cool with the grade you get on this one test, you don't ever got to come back for the rest of the semester.
There was a lot of teachers like that.
Exactly, because those people have families. They don't want to be there just as bad as you don't want to be there.
Load me up, teach. Give me that test.
So always show up, man. You never know what kind of blessing you'll receive by just showing up. And what I'll tell my daughter about college is, stay your ass in that room. I'm not sending you anywhere.
Hey.
No, college, no. Never, no.
God,
what's wrong with you?
Gonna invite somebody to the room.
What? You better learn to be a video gamer.
Yeah. Dang.
A Twitch streamer. College. Girl, you crazy.
An Instagram, social media creator.
Whatever you gonna do, you better learn how to do it from the comfort of this house that I bought for you. No. College. You want to go to T? Or you T what? T better stand for the room. You crazy as hell.
You gonna decorate the room door?
Yeah. We're gonna turn your room into a dorm room. You not leaving out of here. Not what I know about college.
Oh.
But I mean, other than that though, yeah, man. Yeah. Ladies, any final words?
Let me see what else I hear we're doing.
It was just good to be back with you guys for another episode.
Yeah.
Getting back into it. It was just good. to be back, you know, and especially talking about college, because everybody's going to college right now. Everybody just went back to school, and you kind of think about, oh my gosh, you know how long ago since I graduated? Like, Lord,
I try not to think about it.
Well, it's a little bit more intense this year too, because we post-pandemic. So all the kids that are going in this year as class of 2027, wherever they are, were in high school and middle school during a pandemic.
Right.
So I really think we ought to, you know, give them some
Grace?
width and grace on how they do and how well they do with adjusting with other personalities, because that was a big thing to me.
This is already the socially awkward generation. I just want to see how they interact with regular people in their face.
And I tell them all the time, I tell the boys all the time, that phone ain't real, that TV ain't real, I'm real. You know, people interacting, having real conversations and going somewhere and being in someone's face. And actually, Mason, you know, whoever he had to break up with a girl because it was all on the phone. From Pennsylvania, or she moved. No, she moved to Connecticut.
Mason ain't tell him to say all that.
Really?
Yeah, he broke up with.
I did not tell him to say all that.
Well, he broke up with one because I said, when are you gonna see her? She went to his high school, but everything they did was on the phone. I said, Mason, that ain't real. I said, it ain't.
Mason, we average about 40 viewers, and just your luck, it's gonna be about 100-something people that see this.
Maybe, because you know your mama got a big mouth. But what I will say, and we also told them, because when I went to school,
it's okay.
I don't know about y'all, but I ain't want no boyfriend. Go away. Are you crazy? I'm getting ready to go.
I know you ain't say y'all. You know damn well I ain't want no boyfriend.
Look, but they did. But he had a problem feeling like, because he's a loyalist.
Fool you, man.
No, he's a loyalist, so he felt like he owed her that, and he started processing and thinking about it. And I actually know the exact day he broke up with her, because he was in a mood. He stayed in his room.
Mom Dukes, hey, go shorten your final words. You killing this man.
I apologize. Okay, so the final thing that I want to say,
as a man, I can't let you do Mason like that.
Okay, your dad, my dad, his dad would do the same thing. So this is what I'm gonna say. My final word: ask for help, manage your time wisely, do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. That's a big motto in our house. You can do whatever you want to after you clean these bathrooms, sweep, and then you need to dust, and then you're gonna have to do the same thing in school, and be with people who don't have an agenda. I wasn't very discerning, and I think that hurt me. I think I wanted to have friends, and I had some people pleasing tendencies, so I wasn't discerning about people. And that would be my final word. If you want to succeed in college, get with some other people who want to succeed in college. If college isn't important to you and there's something else important to you, get with those people who succeed, because you are a measure of who you surround yourself with anyway.
5 broke people you hanging around, you'll be a 6.
You broke.
Yeah. Low.
I gave my final word.
Yes,
that was it? Okay.
That's all you know.
Cool. Well, today's objective of the show was to just give our experiences about college. Maybe there's some parents out there whose children are thinking about going that have maybe never been, and don't really know how to explain it to their kid. Another objective of today's show was, just kind of be an unofficial guide as to what it might be like for your kid going to college. So if you think today's objective was met, if you think it wasn't met, then leave it in the comments, man. I just appreciate you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. It's your man 58 South.
It's your girl C-Lowe.
And Phoenix.
This is the ShopTalk NC. Thank you guys so much, man. 1 word, 2 fingers, 3 times. Peace. Cut the check.
Não levo nem saudade dele. Não levo nem saudade dele. Depois que outro alguém eu encontrei.
Perhaps like that much more fun. What made you want to?
Chopper bullets, how they see like us, ain't no let it burn. All these niggas. I done sold a lot of things.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's okay. Hit it back.